Alexander Solzhenitsyn had a tumor. He was always conscious of its presence, although it only made up less than half of 1% of his body. The system of prisons scattered across the USSR, which he called the Gulag Archipelago, in which enemies of the state were interned by the millions, made up 8% of the nation. He likened this prison system to a national tumor. Like his real-life tumor, which exuded poisons and infected the whole body, the country was infected by the poisons of the archipelago. The American situation is different. I don't think the cause of our malaise can be pinpointed to one malignant foreign object. I think our failing is an attitude. We are dying of morbid obesity. We are killing ourselves with consumption. The poisonous mindset will be our downfall if we do not stop. But how? I'm about to read something I wrote 2 years ago when I was still in India. This is maybe one of the most depressing things I've written. It is me at my lowest, me blaming myself and the world, hating America, hating India. I think it's important to look into this sort of emotional display, however. If there's someone in your life facing suicidal thoughts, they probably have something like this guiding their thought processes. Sometimes it's almost like a religious fanaticism. So I'm about to peel back the veneer here and show you Ford's Heart of Darkness. I don't agree with everything I wrote here, but some of it rings true to me still today. There's something wrong with American society. There's something wrong with global societies. There's no real answer in this first part here, but you kind of have to start with the darkness before you can get to the dawn. That little platitude about the night being darkest before the dawn, it is pat, but the other morning I was running pretty early before the sun was coming up, and I saw 2 shooting stars. If you wake up early enough, if you're alert, maybe you'll find something in that darkest point of night that may give you some hope, but you gotta look into it. You gotta stare the darkness in the face. It's April 14th, 2016. We arrived in India 5 years ago. I no longer have the energy or resolve to do this anymore. I have failed in almost every perceivable way. I think my intentions were pure, but I can't really see anything clearly anymore. There are moments when things seem to make sense, and I find myself capable of hoping that something other than the prisoner's dilemma and politics can characterize life on this earth. But life is much harder than we pretend that it is in America, and our entitled privilege blinds us to just how ruthless natural selection, Murphy's Law, and capricious fate are in the real world. People can complain all they want about minimum wage and racism and inequality in America. We're so domesticated, so unwittingly subsidized by previous economic, medicinal, and technological innovations that we have no clue what reality looks like. I get glimpses of the savage horror on occasion over here, and everything I've attempted to throw at it has proven to be comically ill-advised and naive. I am a stuffed animal keychain flailing before Leviathan. Doesn't even bother to eat me. I am so inconsequential it just prefers to let me witness its unrelenting dominance and prove my whimsical hope for what it is, a pie-in-the-sky delusion, like every one of my creative ideas. I've lost, I've failed, I see no way forward, and I have no clue what I'm supposed to do with the rest of my life. I can promise one thing. If all of us do not make some serious changes, Leviathan is coming for all of us, and no amount of first world problem, comfort, and entitlement will protect us when he does. But I have no proposed solution. I think it's too late anyway. We sold our souls long ago and have been biding our time until our master would come and reclaim his place. Kind of hard to segue out of that one, but that gives a peek inside the crazy mind of Ford Suze. Honestly, I think that there are a lot of people who struggle with depression or anxiety or just other mental health issues, or maybe just suffering from a loss. And if you were to look into their diaries, I think you'd find similar sentiments, maybe not as verbose and self-important, but probably equally frustrated and equally disenchanted. But we can't stay there. That's what this channel is about. It's about pushing forward. It's about holding on. It's about taking it one step at a time. So onward. If we are to escape from the purgatory industrial complex, there's no way out but through a tedious and treacherous crawl through the valley of the shadow of death. Soul searching instead of searching for causes is the answer, in my opinion. For Solzhenitsyn, it meant freeing his own soul from barbed wire, not starting a petition to eliminate the government's use of barbed wire. For me, it means learning a disciplined method against my sociopathic urge to project all my inner fears and prejudices on the systems in place around me. Today, I attended a pulmonary health class hosted by Vitality Pro, and I got my butt kicked by an unlikely taskmaster. A straw. I'm going to talk about it more next week, but it's important for me to note just how integrated we are as humans. My brain was firing so hard I couldn't stop jotting down ideas to better my approach to this whole process of building a better me. We're not just disembodied brains looking for knowledge. We're not just avatars of spirit gliding above the ground. We're not just hunks of meat that need to bulk up in the gym.
We are human beings, and if we're going to make a change in this world, we must take a comprehensive approach, acknowledging our limitations and combating the demons within with a wide array of tools. We can't combat Leviathan until we realize that Leviathan is just an extension of the parasitic addictions we've allowed to grow within us. Until next time, stay strong, stay glorious. If you can't do those, keep going. And if you're having a hard time doing even that, just hang on. Let's build a better me.